Hey, don't you just think my earrings are amazing? I got them because it's Negro Month. We have our Negro Day! So, today I'm going to be talking about a long-awaited story. So, a story that I've been waiting for probably around 4, 5, maybe 6 years to tell. The story of my first crush. Oh my gosh. So, this story starts out in 2011. Maybe 2011, when I was in 8th grade, I started liking this guy because he made me feel seen. So fast forward to high school. I initially went to a tech high school, and my dad was like, "Yo, I don't like this school," so he made me transfer to the local public high school that's a couple minutes away from my house. Anywho, Mr. Crushy Crush, he goes there, and I end up having a bunch of classes with him, which makes a little 14-year-old Sarah real freaking happy. I'm like, yay, this is so awesome. I have like 5 classes with my crush. 5 out of 7, it's pretty dope. It's every 14-year-old's dream to have most of their classes with their crush. So I was out here living, and I didn't really know him that well. I had painted this perfect image of him in my mind. I thought he was this perfect, cute, cool, nice guy who was, also really smart. But I quickly found out that this image I had painted in my head was oh so very incorrect. And this actually started, the last period of my first day when I transferred. I found out he was a bit of a perv, and that kind of turned me off. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're one of those guys who's like perverted. Ugh, disgusting. Which is completely normal for 14-year-olds. I'm not trying to shame him. It's just my 14-year-old self was above that. Another thing that happened when I transferred, not only did I get to know him a little bit better, but our dynamic changed because we went from, talking to each other every once in a while. I mean, not even really talking, just like exchanging hellos every once in a while to like having many classes together. So I spent a lot of time with him, and oh boy, from very early on when I transferred, we ended up arguing with each other a lot. It was so ridiculous. It was over stupid stuff, most of which I cannot remember. But it was really, really, really weird that we argued so much. We argued so frequently that people would say, "You guys argue like an old married couple." Not only did we argue a lot, but I found out, he's kind of mean, and he was mean to me. And what makes it worse is the fact that he knew I had a crush on him, because when I have a crush on somebody, I have this annoying habit of making it very, very, very obvious. If I've had a crush on you and you didn't know, then you're just very oblivious. That's never what happens. The guys always find out, and then I'm just like, I tried so hard to hide it. Anywho, like I said, he was really mean to me, despite knowing the fact that I had a crush. I mean, okay, despite finding we got along fairly well, but there were some things that he did that just, well, we're not okay. One of them being the title of this video. So, I never really realized this till later on, but he kind of body shamed me. I mean, not directly, but indirectly body shamed me a few times. Like, one time, we were playing badminton. So, when we had gym, we did whatever we wanted to, and me, him, and 3 other girls played badminton together. And he always had 2 rackets for some odd reason. So one day he took it upon himself. Oh yeah, he had 2 rackets so he could cheat. That's why. He would like try to go after the birdie with both rackets, which is cheating. Anywho, but he thought he was above playing by the rules. Anywho, like I was going to say, one day he decided, to like trace out me and 2 of the other girls' bodies with it. Now this sounds harmless, but here's the thing. Now, I'm a skinny girl, always have been, always will be, and the other girl, because it was just the 4 of us that day, The other girl, she has really big boobs, and I guess according to him, didn't have a butt. And then the other girl, she had small boobs, just like me, and but had a butt. So to the girl with the big boobs, he went like this, showing, yep, she has big boobs, and then no butt. To the other girl, he's like, no boobs, butt. And then to me, he's like, and I got so mad. I tried to hit him with one of my rackets. And he was like, "Are you really gonna hit me? Are you?" I think that's the one time when we fought. Yeah, I think that's one of the fight days. Yeah. Also, I remember one time he got really mad at me. I remember it was something that's a part of the story that's gonna come a bit later. But he was really mad at me, and I remember he kept on coming for me, and I remember he kept on saying things like, "Oh, the other girl, the one who had the big boobs, oh, she could be a stripper, she could be a stripper, she could be a stripper, but you can't." He's like, "I'm not calling you ugly, I'm not calling you ugly." And even though that wasn't true, he was like, "I'm not calling you ugly." I was just like, well, like, and he was making fun of my body, saying this, that, and the third. And I was like, well, my body's like this probably because genetics. And he was like, "Oh, are you calling yourself ugly? Oh, you said it, not me." And I'm like, I didn't say that I was ugly. I just said, my body's like this because of genetics. But okay. Other ways where he wasn't too kind to me were the two times where he made me cry. And now he didn't go out of his way to make me cry. He didn't wake up in the morning and say, "I'm finna make Sarah cry today," No, it wasn't like that. It's just certain things he said that were really, really mean ended up making me cry. The first time was Valentine's Day. I know, of all days, the day that's supposed to be dedicated for love. That's really about consumerism. He said something. Well, basically, I cried because he called my hair ugly. Because, I'm a black girl. I got 4C hair. And he was basically making fun of my hair, calling it ugly, saying, and I was the only girl in the class who was wearing a ponytail. Like, every other girl had her hair down and stuff. And he was like, "Oh, girls who always wear their hair in ponytails, only do that because they know their hair is ugly and this, that, and the third." And he continuously was talking trash about me because he was mad at me. Yeah, that was his thing. If he was mad at me, he would continuously talk trash about me, which is always like right in front of me, right in my presence, so I could hear, which was always great. And I wasn't one to really defend myself, so I didn't. I know you would never think that he knew I had a crush. He knew that I had a crush on him, but he did. He was well aware of this fact. And then I remember I got on the bus and I started crying so hard. I was like, "Ooh," like, so mean. And I remember one of the other people in our friend group found out that I was crying. And she asked me why. She was like, "Was it him? Was it because of him?" I didn't answer the question, and she knew that it was because of him. So, like, later on, he was like, "I heard there was some problems on the bus the other day." And I was just like, "You weren't there?" I mean, I guess she told him that I cried. And it was because of him, but he wasn't finna apologize. No, he wasn't. And then there was the time in March. So like a little over a month later, when me, him, and another one of the girls in our friend group, we were not getting along. Well, I wasn't getting along with them too. That was the thing. During gym class, and I remember like we were playing badminton and stuff, and then this whole fight happened between me and them two over some shenanigans. And then I remember I ended up sitting out of the badminton game because it was all five of us playing, and I ended up just sitting out, and I started crying. And then seeing me sitting there crying, he was like, "Wow, this game is so much better with 4 people. It feels so much better now." I mean, obviously badminton is going to be better with an even number of people. That's just obvious. But He was only saying that to rub it in my face. He was really only saying that to get at me, you know, to make me mad. Whew. And then, you know, the next period comes and we had 7th period together too, which, you know, at the time sucked. Initially I was like, yay, but now I was like, nay, because I didn't want to be around him. And him and this other girl, let's give her a name because I keep mentioning her and I don't have a name to give her. So let's call her 3 because she's about as genuine as a $3 bill. Anywho, him and 3 were talking so much smack about me. They were not only talking smack about me, but they were texting smack about me back and forth to each other. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there crying my eyes out. So, ooh, man, I was so pissed off. And, you know, reasonably so. And I remember I was like, oh, you know, I remember I wrote a note. I remember I was writing something, like I was like, as a way to kind of get my anger out a little bit. And I'm pretty sure at one point I said, you know, I hate you to one of them. Or either I said I hate you or I wrote it on the paper. I don't remember. But I remember he was being all nosy because he just is nosy. And he looked at my paper like, what are you writing? What are you writing? Oh my gosh. It was so annoying. And I remember I was so heated, and when I got home, I was so mad. I was like, I hate that kid. Like, I hate him. I hate both of them. Like, they can suck it. But then God came onto my spirit, and I decided to be the bigger person. And even though I was the one who was crying, I was the one who was having trash talked about me right in front of my face. I mean, like, at least they were bold enough to talk trash about me to my face, rather than, you know, a lot of folks that I've met who will do it behind my back. But anywho, despite all this, I decided, you know, I'm gonna apologize and I'm gonna be the bigger person. Because I did say to them that, or say I write that I hate you. So I'm like, you know, I'm gonna apologize for that. You know, because that's not cool. You shouldn't say you hate. So you shouldn't say I hate you to your friends or people you consider friends, even when they are being really terrible to you. So the next day comes, right? And like I mentioned, I have a lot of classes with him. So the next day comes, we have first period together, and I decided to apologize to him, you know, after he got his calculator, because when we walked into the room, we had to go and get our calculators, then go to our seats. So after he gets his calculator, he turns and, like, you know, he turns and he faces me because my seat was nearest to, like, the whole calculator thing set up. And I said, you know, I'm sorry about what I said yesterday. And he looks me dead in the face and keeps turning. I'm not saying that he had to accept my apology, but the fact that he just looked at me and walked away was so rude. After the way he treated me the day before, he had some nerve to look at me, to leave me on red in person. Disgusting. Disgusting.
So rude.
So we get to gym, and this is the part that I mentioned was going to come later. He was going in, talking trash about me, like I said, body shaming me like before, saying I don't have the body of a stripper, whatever that means, saying this, that, and the third. And I remember the other girl who was there, let's call her Tiffany. She was like, why are you being so mean to Sarah? Like, what did she even do? You know, what did she even do? And he starts going off on some tangent or whatever. And then he said, Sarah, I was hoping you would kill yourself, but then I saw you in math class.
Excuse me, what?
What did you say?
I cannot put into words how disgusting.
What? Really? Math class was when I apologized. So you're really gonna tell me? I'm surprised that I didn't start crying. Like, I'm kind of disappointed in myself that I didn't start crying. Like, I should have started crying and saying, he told me to kill myself. I should have went to the guidance counselor, went to the principal. He would have gotten in so much trouble. Hopefully. I don't know. I don't know how seriously they take things like that. Oh, and you know the reason why he said he was hoping I would kill myself? You know, besides the fact that he was mad at me? It's because he thought I was suicidal. Yep. He thought I was suicidal because of certain things I did. I'm not going to get into that. I'm just saying there are certain things I did that I should not have done. I was being really stupid. I'm like, it wasn't self-harm or anything, but there were certain stupid things that I did that, led him to believe that I may have been suicidal. And so the fact that he, one, knew I had a crush on him, two, thought I was suicidal, and three, like, I apologized in math class, and four, he had treated me horrible the day before. The fact that he really had the audacity to say that to me is downright disgusting. And the fact that I still liked him after that is even worse. I swear, 14/15-year-old me was dumb. Was so dumb. Because, honey, guess what I did? Less than a month later, I still can't believe this actually happened. I asked him out. Idiot! Yep, that's right. You heard me right. I did not stutter. I asked this boy out. I did on Facebook because, he didn't deserve to be asked out in person. He didn't deserve to be asked out at all, especially after I never got an apology for that. Mind you, that happened a few days, literally only a few days before my birthday. Imagine your crush, go kill yourself. Me, yo, do you want to go out? Like, we're perfect for each other. We should definitely date. Stupid, honestly. You know what's worse? I did it on Easter. I'm just like, bruh, that Jesus did not die for you to be out here acting a fool. So I'm here in a different outfit because I neglected to mention a few details about me asking him out. So, like I said, I asked him out on Easter Sunday, and that Sunday led into our April break. So, because he didn't answer the message the day I sent it, I had to wait over a week for a response. So the Monday we get back to school, I asked him, oh, hey, did you see my message? And he said, oh yeah, I saw that you sent me something, but I didn't read it. Typical. Anywho, he goes on his phone, he goes on Facebook, and he reads the message, and then he's like, and I'm like, oh no. And then the first thing he says after he finishes reading it is, how do I screenshot this? And that's the moment I knew. It's the moment I knew I done messed up. Shouldn't have asked him out. It was a bad idea. Then he goes on this tangent talking about how he's somehow a king. And he didn't feel like he was actually asked out because I did ask him out on Facebook. He needed to be asked out properly, and that I had to get on my hands and knees. Well, not hands and knees. I had to get on my knees and I had to kiss his hand and I had to say what I needed to say and ask him out. So I get on my knees and I'm about to kiss my hand. I'm so very hesitant about it because I'm just like, oh, this is weird, because it was weird. Because honestly, I don't even know if he realized, but it was probably just his way of trying to humiliate me, Trying to make me look ridiculous. Anywho, I'm on my knees, I'm about to kiss his hand, and a girl from our friend group who had been running around the field, she says, oh, what's happening here? Is this some kind of weird joke? And I get up immediately and I say, yes, this is a joke. This is not happening. It was absolutely positively ridiculous. Anywho, back to the regular video. Oh my gosh. He said no, obviously, because he wanted me dead. Anywho. Oh wait, he said he was waiting till college. Yeah, he said, oh, I'm waiting till college to be in a relationship, which wasn't true because, like, from what I gathered, a few short weeks later, maybe not even that, he asked another girl out. So evidently that was a lie. I was just mad that I believed it. I was so mad. I'm like, stupid. I'm so ashamed of myself for asking him out. He did not deserve to be asked out. The moral of the story is, if your crush tells you to kill yourself, don't ask them out, because that's stupid. Oh, not even if your crush tells you to kill yourself. If your crush is mean to you, don't ask them out, because you deserve better, And I would say I'm not trying to bash him. I'm not trying to bash him. I don't know him. I haven't seen him in years. Haven't talked to him in years. I hope he's not continuing to tell people to kill themselves. I mean, you never know, but I would say I wish him the best, but I still haven't received an apology for, you know, telling him he'd prefer if I was dead. So I don't wish him the best. Don't wish him the worst either. So I'm running out of time. So I guess that's all for today. You can follow me on my social medias if you want to. I'll link them down below, and I'll probably also put them on the screen because that's what I like to do. And I'll see you next time. Bye.